Tucked away in St Peter's in Adelaide is a garden bursting with native plants. It's the pride and joy of its owner, Thelma Vanderpeer, a passionate plantswoman who has transformed this typical suburban block into a tribute to Australiana. Thelma, what was here when you first arrived?
The garden was fairly full with roses and lots of other English-type trees. There were 3 or 4 established big trees and quite a lot of lawn. But because our interest lied with the Australian plants, we wanted to grow Australian plants in the area.
The style of this garden could only be described as an Australian cottage garden. Plants have been squeezed in next to one another, creating a striking juxtaposition of foliage, flower and form.
This garden's got so many plants from all over Australia. There's a little bit of rainforest, there's dry area plants, there's moister areas. And other than Tasmania, which unfortunately I can't grow here, there are plants from most of the other areas of Australia.
So how did you go about transforming this back section that would have been just a flat lawn?
Yes, it was just a flat lawn. It had 2 silver birches in it, which unfortunately suffered during our drought years. And then we put in, I think it was about 3 or 4 tonne of topsoil in this area back here to just give a little bit of build-up for special plants that I wanted to grow.
Now, which one is this stunning Eremophila, Thelma?
That's Eremophila fasciata. This is a grafted one.
It is a grafted one.
Yeah, it would never grow in Adelaide on its own roots because of our damp winters.
Wow. And over here I can see you've got several of the Sturt's Desert Pea coming up, almost in full flower. They're going to be spectacular, Thelma.
I hope so, Sophie. I haven't had them growing in this garden before, so I'm thrilled to bits.
Adelaide tends to have quite alkaline soils anyway, but you were saying some areas are significantly more alkaline.
Certainly in this garden, along the southwestern side, it is very alkaline. Do have quite a bit of a challenge to find the right plants to put in that area.
So the fact that the foliage is yellowing off on a number of them indicates that it's very alkaline.
Yes, certainly. They will improve after I've fed them, but they're a bit more difficult to take up the iron or whatever I give them at this time of the year, and they will improve as the weather warms up.
Are there any that have surprised you?
Well, this has surprised me. When I put it here, I didn't know whether it would grow in alkaline soil at all because it actually comes from a forest area in New South Wales and southern Queensland. And when it did grow and grew so well, I was really surprised.
Thelma, it's quite hard to believe that we're actually in the front garden of a house on quite a busy road, and yet it feels like we're in the middle of the bush.
Yes, I guess so, but there's lots of kilometres between many of these bushes, Sophie, from all over Australia.
Thelma, what's this beautiful eucalypt?
That's Eucalyptus pyriformis, Sophie, from the Wongan Hills area of Western Australia, and doesn't seem to be affected by the alkaline soil.
And look at this beautiful Banksia. Which one's that?
Well, that's Banksia sphaerocarpa, one of the sphaerocarpa group. They have round flowers and round fruit, and this is its second flowering.
And while we're here, I can just smell this beautiful heady scent. Is that this grevillea?
Yes, when it's warmer, the perfume on the plants comes out a lot more strongly. That's Grevillea leptopoda from Western Australia in the Kalbarri area.
Thelma has been a member of the Australian Native Plant Society for 40 years, and her love for these plants is clearly evident in her garden.
I just like the variety of their foliage, the texture of them, bluey grey foliage, shiny leaves, strappy leaves, prickly leaves.
Thelma, you obviously love the challenge of gardening.
Yes, I guess I do, Sophie. I'm learning a lot and I'm hoping to be able to pass on some of that knowledge to other people. Maybe there'll be things that people on the Adelaide Plains in the alkaline soil will learn.